Picks. My name is Peter Loshak. His name is Jimmy the Bag. This is Loshak and The Bag show for a Thursday afternoon, July 26th. We are chugging along here in the sports betting world, seeking to provide you with some nice entertainment, nice casual light entertainment, some nice casual, breakdowns and analysis of possible betting value in the sports betting world, and ultimately with extremely slightly positive EV, extremely slightly positive EV.
Yes.
Official picks this afternoon was interesting. I had a casher with the Arizona once again. You know, people were like, I noticed that when I posted my thing on Twitter, people were like, great call on Arizona team total over. I feel like I bet the team first 5 inning team total overs on every single chat would start this entire year, maybe even going back like 2 years. It's like the biggest autoplay for me, way more than an autoplay on team total over with the Bartolo Colon.
Yeah, chat with just too many base runners.
Yeah,
it was nice work.
All right, so anyway, I had a casher with that. I was all my other leans all cash. You know what I mean? Arizona, the full game team total cash, the first half cash, all that stuff cash. But I only made one play. I got spooked a little bit when people were talking about they didn't trust Godley here, this and that, and But all right, so I left some units on the table there. The White Sox game was interesting. I did have a winner with White Sox to score first, which was a blind tale of Native Queen, of course, in line with my own personal handicapping of the game in general. Made sense to me. Huge shout out to Native Queen, who gave us that in the live show in the morning. White Sox to score first, -119. That was a casher. I also had the White Sox first 5 team total over, which pushed. And then I had the White Sox on the first 5 innings as a huge dog, which was looking okay for a while. And then, of course, they blew up in the bottom of the 5th. And so that one was a loser. So overall, I guess, what does that come to? A +1 unit afternoon.
Yeah, take it.
That's not bad. I'll definitely take it. And then what else do we have going on here? I'm just coming fresh off the call, previewing UFC on Fox 30 with our own Bill Buttlicker, with our own Annie Maraca. We had a little bit of a technical issue there for a while, but it was a great call. Great to hear their insights, and I can just let it out of the bag here. We all like Dustin Poirier at -155. Dustin Poirier over Alvarez. Now a lot of times when everyone agrees on a pick, maybe you want to take the other side, and Alvarez is no slouch.
Not so much in UFC.
Right, it's a little bit different. Yeah. We also all took Joanna Jędrzejczyk by decision at -150. The fight just has Joanna by decision written all over it, and I find a lot of times when there's a fight that has a certain fighter by decision written all over it, it tends to actually have betting value. We all took that one, and they actually wound up taking Jeremy Stevens at +110 over Jose Aldo. I have a lukewarm disagreement with that, or at least I'm not exactly sure about it. They feel pretty confident about that. But Jose Aldo, of course, is a guy who was only lost to the elites, and it was only recently that he was just on an 18-fight winning streak. Maybe people are a little bit too quick to stamp him as cooked. You know what I'm saying, Jim?
I'm looking forward to watch the video.
Yeah, it should be. It'll be a good video. It should be up, maybe tomorrow. And thanks again to Bill Buttlicker and Annie Marac for doing that video with us. What else we have going on here tonight?
Interesting. Just tons of great comments already. What a great group we have.
Yes.
How lucky we are to run with these guys.
Yes.
And I'm so proud. Annie Marac and Bill Buttlicker, just two guys who've supported us from the get-go, and to see them get a chance to shine in a video with you, I can't wait to watch it.
Absolutely. And also thanks to everyone who did nominate us for the Streamies. I don't know whether that is a big deal at all. I just thought that maybe it would be, or if it's worth doing. But who cares? Whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I do.
You know what I'm saying? Because what is the Streamies trying to do? They're trying to find the best show on YouTube. You know what I mean? And I'm like, well, we sit here. There's people who genuinely believe that about us. So why shouldn't they know about us? You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, yeah, and all these guys that we run with in the chat every day, they want more eyes on us. They want our show to get bigger and bigger. They want you out of your treehouse.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was just going to say, because I'm going to tell you, I'm sure we who knows if we're actually get nominated, but if we do get nominated, you know what I'm doing?
What's that?
Going right up to the higher ups in the ownership in the brass and SBR, put that shit right in front of them and say, you give me a raise now.
Right now? Yeah.
Right now. And they'll be like, all right, we're going to put it into we have to get it approved. No, right now. Raise,
yeah,
right?
man.
That's what I'm going to do.
I
But
like
that's
it.
only if we get nominated. You know what I'm saying?
I like it.
If we don't get nominated, I won't tell them about it, because then they'll probably come to me and say, like, we're giving you a pay cut right now.
A lot of people on our chat talking about how good the Cubbies looked. Also, I've been hearing some murmurs that a lot of people think the Cubs could come out of the NL.
Yeah, I mean, certainly when Baez and Bryant are back, when they get healthy. I mean, obviously it's a stacked lineup. They're a sleeping giant, right? A sleeping bear, as you might.
Godmother says thanks for the pick earlier, Loshak. Arizona first 5. Ayushia says, hey, got some good futures for you guys. Yankees to win AL East at plus 205. Now, Tomor was continually telling us to take the Red Sox value with the Red Sox at plus 125. Does Tomor sure look right now? Yeah, Ayushia says Yankees have a very easy schedule. I was looking at this Yankees lineup, and man, now I know that there's some injuries and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I know that Torres is back, but this does not look like a World Series winning lineup to me.
And who?
The New York Yankees
Does not look like a World Series lineup.
No,
Okay, but
man.
they keep stacking their bullpen with just. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
The other thing is that, and I was reading about, in the postseason, having a deep and awesome bullpen means more, because they use those guys more. So maybe that's an advantage, another advantage that the Yankees will have in the postseason.
Absolutely
That might not show,
right,
you know?
and good point.
Yeah.
Ayushia is also on the Seahawks under 8 wins. That's a
Is
play.
he?
Yeah.
I gave that one out myself when we did our impromptu NFL segment when there wasn't much to talk about. What was it, yesterday? When was that? That couldn't be yesterday.
It was yesterday.
That seems like a week ago. Time flies by so fast when doing this. Yes, I agree. I gave Seahawks under 8 as an official pick. Brian Lee, shout out to Brian. He says, give Peter a raise, right meow. Huge shout out to Brian Lee. Huge shout out to Brian Lee. Thank you so much, Brian Lee.
Ayushia is saying Red Sox minus 315 to win the division, bro. Yeah, that's right. And so he was pushing it on us when they were plus 125, and now it's minus 315. He's got to feel
Which one?
Now the Red Sox to win the division are minus 315.
Wow.
And when Tomor was pushing it on us, it was plus 125. And I followed a bunch of Tomor's futures plays that he pushed on us. One of them was Cubs to win the division, and I got that at a nice spot with the Brewers. Now, I mean, there's still a long way to go, but yeah, man, I like it. So it's interesting stuff. You went head to head with our good friend Mr. Gokster. Remember that?
On what? Oh yeah, on what?
All those first 5s, and it was an interesting spot because you ended up
For the White Sox.
Yeah,
but I wound up pushing.
Yeah, you had 1-1-1.
Yeah.
And he went up 2-1. So the battle will resume another time.
Yes, very, very nice. Although I went 1-1-1 only because Native Queen tipped me off to the first White Sox to score first, which, if I had thought about it for a second, was like, obviously, I mean, it went in line with all the handicapping that I had.
Kobe Valentine says looking snazzy, Petey. And right underneath that, Twatty says, Pete looks like a coffin salesman. I would buy a coffin off this man.
I would go right up to him and say, life sucks and then you die. You got to be buried somewhere, somehow. May I interest you in a coffin? Yes, I would love that.
And happy birthday.
Yes, yeah, exactly. It's coming up. And you're like, I'm 23 years old. Yeah, you got 50 years left.
Maybe.
You know, maybe. All right, let's see. What else do we have here? Comments coming in.
Mally Mal says Peter. Oh, and when he says Peter, when he uses your full name, that's when I get concerned. It's very parental advice he's giving.
I know.
He's giving you some very parental advice. Mally Mal says, Peter, I told you don't put no damn money on the Chicago White Sox.
You did, although I broke even on that one.
You sure did.
I broke even on that one. So yes, no, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. You know, it was. Once again, you know, it's just about the line. You know what I mean? If it had been plus 150. I don't know how low I would have gone on it, but it's just, you're seeing this, you know, I was like, Tropiano looked like a very favorable guy to me, and then I'm seeing, and Covey off a great start, and I'm seeing plus 170, and I just have to act, you know what I'm saying?
You know what, I would have, I liked it, and just because of how horrible my day was yesterday, I didn't want to come into this show with more losses, because I wouldn't have come in. Not a joke, I wouldn't have come in, I would have found the nearest coffin and settled the deal. Jose Benavides has a question that I also want to pose to you, and I thought about it for a long time, and I went over the lineups very closely, and the question is, Miami for the underdog play.
Miami for the dog play, yes. Unfortunately, with all the chaos that went on, I didn't really get a chance to look into that game that deeply.
Tommy Malone is in.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you this, I was definitely leaning Miami with Strasburg, though.
Sure.
I was definitely leaning Miami with
the
with
line
Strasburg.
didn't change that much.
Did it?
Like, oh, I mean, 40 cents, right?
Yeah.
About 40 cents.
Although now it's, let me see. Where is this? Let me see the line history. Let me just see.
Oh, Twatty started the hashtag.
Oh, no.
This
What
could
is
catch
it?
fire.
What is it?
Raise for Pete.
Oh no! I was just, I was just going for the joke. I mean, what? Jimmy, you're a comedian. What better joke would you have made than to jokingly say, if we get nominated, I'm going to go right up to their face. I'm going to say, you give me a raise right now. No, and then okay, we have to. No. You don't have to discuss shit. You don't have to discuss shit. You give me a raise right now.
We got some nice stuff.
Right
we
now.
got some nice stuff coming in. Marshall Purdue says best show on YouTube, hands down.
Oh hell yeah!
And then Digital Kumquat says, hey buds, nominated you fools.
Oh, thank you so much, Digital Kumquat. Shout out to Marshall Purdue. Shout out to Digital Kumquat. Shout out.
Ralph Jefferson says, I voted for my guys, Pete and Jimmy. Ralph Jefferson, you are our guy, man. Lobeck, fam.
Hell yeah. All right, let's see. There were some other comments that were coming in that I wanted to get to. A lot of comments coming in. Let me see. Someone else said that it's a lock. Wait, where is it? That the Joanna fight going over is a lock. And yes,
really?
I'm very well. There are no locks, but I'm very. You have to be very careful about taking these very tempting, big favorite lines in MMA. But as Bill Buttlicker and Adam Marak know, I did go official with that one. Fight going the distance at -320. I did make that one an official pick, despite the fact that it's a -320 line, which you can get burned with, and I've gotten burned with that, doing that even this year in MMA. But I think that even at -320, there's some value on the fight going the distance. I mean, it's just Torres is just, Torres is going to try to do what Rose Namajunas did which is try to pick her spots. Tisha never wins by a finish. I mean, the thing is just that anything can happen in MMA. So you could make the argument that you should pretty much never take anything over -250 in MMA. But
you're sharp and you're a very kind man, which it means a lot to me that you're such a kind man. But the one thing I'm never going to let you get away, I've just broken about is what you did to Rose. I found her so attractive, and then you compared her to River Phoenix.
In Stand By Me, which I think is accurate. You could put a next
no,
to right?
Don't.
No.
Stop it.
I don't know.
It's ruined everything for me. It's absolutely ruined everything.
I mean, that's the way nature works.
Some lonely nights for me, and I can't even get my goddamn jerk on because of that, man.
You know what I'm saying? It's no. I mean, it's not her. I mean, the dude looked like a lady when he was 12 years old or 13, right? I mean, River Phoenix.
Oh, it's River Phoenix's fault?
Yeah, he's the one who looks like a chick, right?
Okay, so I should take this out on River Phoenix.
No, I'm just saying that I was just trying to expand your horizons in any way that I possibly
Croatian
could.
boy Ivic says you have one more vote from Croatia.
Oh, hell yeah.
Cheers, guys.
From Croatia. Man, I would love to visit Croatia.
Okay, so, sorry, Twatty reminded me when he said only lock is me not having sex tonight. He reminded me that, I just need to take a note down. So so going the distance, why did you take going the distance instead of the over?
Well, because the over is -400, and you're only getting an extra round. It's not a 5-round fight; it's a 3-round fight. So there could be. I mean, sometimes that does happen where a fight ends 5 seconds before it goes to the cards.
And what are you getting on going the distance?
-320 at 5 dimes.
-320.
Yeah, I mean it's just I don't know. It's just
not that I don't. Whatever.
No, I know.
Get it when you can.
All right, what else do we have?
Kevin K says let's move on to capping.
Yes, let's move on to capping. Right, there were a lot of comments that I wanted to get to, but let's move on to capping. All right, once again, I did have a whole bunch of picks that I gave in the morning show on MLB. I'm going to try to pull up my MLB sheet here. Three picks that I certainly remember are Minnesota to hit Johnson. Now I took
here in capital letters Shaquille Bell. I love the Twins money line tonight. Yeah. Plus 135. Take it to the bank.
I actually think that I like the Twins team total overs more than the money line, which I did. Well, I gave it -1, but so I think that Minnesota, is much more likely than not to have a good day against Johnson. So I gave Minnesota first 5 innings team total over 2. Team total over 4.5, and I took Minnesota -1 at which wound up being plus 213. So those are 3 plays that I gave. Then we have the White Sox games. I also gave the Yankees KC game under 9.5 -109, which is a little bit risky with with Junis and with the KC bullpen. And then I was also leaning Yankees -1, but didn't take it. That one would have been about -200. But I'm leaning Yankees -1. There were people suggesting that KC might be worth a play as a huge underdog. I'm just not quite seeing it. So So the Yankees game under 9.5 was an official pick. The Yankees -1 was a lean. Then I did wind up taking the Dodgers -1 at a +113 and the Dodgers second half at -125. I did take the Mets +1 at -108. That's
Kobe Valentine says, love New York Mets money line tonight. That's my top play.
Really? Okay. I mean, I'm on it. I don't know if I love it, but I'm on it. Mets +1 was an official play at -108. Then I also gave Philly first half team total over -139 to hit Molly and Philly second half money line -125, which might have been a mistake there because, as we said, as someone pointed out, Philly's bullpen is not in a good position tonight.
Yes, but I'm on that in a big way, which is concerning Eric Griffo on the scene. Mm-hmm. On the scene, isn't this great when we have these guys watching? Yes. On the scene says watching Sonny Gray warm up for the past 30 minutes. Mm-hmm. He's looking good and communicating well with Romine.
Wow, that is great.
Watching him.
I mean, in general, as you said in the morning show, Jim, Sonny Gray, fadeable, but against weaker hitting teams, he should be good. You know what I'm saying?
Well, his numbers back that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's got this. They're not incredible numbers by any means. Let me get to. I believe it's a 4.30. Yes, 6-2 with a 4.30 ERA, 13 starts against teams under 500, and 1-5 with a 7.76 ERA against winning teams.
But here we go, Native Queen Casey, first 5 innings over 1.5 -130 against Sonny Gray, which also makes sense.
That makes so much sense to me.
Yeah.
And when I was looking at this lineup, I was like, man, I don't know. Can you see they're almost like an NL lineup now when you've got Goodwin and Mondesi 8-9, Merrifield 1, Herrera 2. Mm-hmm. You need to manufacture runs. But then you got the big bats with Moustakas and Perez. Is Duda ever going to do anything for that team? They got Bonifacio in the DH, Alex Gordon, who's looked a little better this year. I would love to take the Royals.
Yeah, and Tomorino says, hard to trust a young pitcher like Junis on the road at Yankee Stadium against that lineup. He's had issues with home runs. And then Anthony L says Yankees Royals over. See, that's how you know you're a shitty handicapper, when you look at both sides of a line and both of them look like great bets to you. You know what I'm saying?
you know
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's how you know you just have no clue what you're doing.
You know you're a shitty MLB handicapper is when your record comes up and it's just
that is tough.
minus 33 units, and you just want to just find that coffin salesman immediately and at least hotbox the
thing. I will commend you, Jimmy the Bag, for being a real trooper, because I know that it is fucking not easy. That's why I say all the time, I'm like, people are like, well, Peter, you bet this line that you didn't give publicly. Why are you upset? And the answer is because it's just so much tougher to give picks publicly than to bet them privately. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so I know what you're going through is what I'm trying to say.
What scares me is not where I'm at right now. Mm-hmm. What scares me is what if it gets worse. Yeah. Seriously, if it gets worse, I don't know how I'm going to come in the morning. But we can get to that once it gets worse.
I think it's going to get better. I do honestly think it's going to get better.
Thank you. The Oracle has spoken, says Lucrative Larry. It is New York Yankees, first 5, team total over 3 is an addition.
All right, so here we go. Christopher Carter says, with my boy PJ watching the show for the first, wants a complete Yanks breakdown. I mean, the breakdown is just that Casey is just ass in the bullpen. We're not going to get into it any more than that. You know what I'm saying?
Cherry's a prop bet. Just made a prop bet. What happens first? Jimmy the Bag gets back to 500. That's at plus 170. Or Cleveland Browns make the playoffs.
Okay.
Ooh, that hurts.
All right, that would be interesting. We can maybe have those. Anyway, yeah, I mean, you don't need a spreadsheet to know that the KC is just ass in their bullpen. Their lineup has been hitting more recently, but in general, it's a lineup that can be held down. And the Yankees are just so strong. All over the bullpen is great. And then the question is just the big question is, what are you going to get from Junis? Obviously, Junis was had back issues. That's I think the big X factor here is Junis's health. I'm betting that Junis is going to be okay, which is why I'm liking the under. Junis, of course, we remember when he first came up, he was lights out for how many games in a row, 5 or 6, I don't remember. Then he was terrible recently, but he had the back issue, went on the DL, came back, and for a short period of time, for a limited appearance, had a good start. So I'm willing to bet that he has another okay start here. I'm willing to bet that Sonny Gray is okay against his KC lineup. The KC bullpen obviously is very, very scary, but then you have the Yanks bullpen coming in, so I think they'll be okay. It might be close. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a 7-1 Yankees win. I'm definitely leaning Yankees -1 as well, but a lot of people I respect are leaning KC here.
Same here. A lot of people I respect are leaning KC. And how can, like, Junis, now, I don't care as much about the 0-7 record. He's on one of the second worst team in the league, record-wise. That 6.75 ERA over his last 9 starts. I mean, 6.55 ERA in 2 starts against the Yankees.
Because he was injured. Yeah.
And so what? Do you see positive regression on the way?
I mean, it's his first start back was good, So I'm willing to bet that. I mean, those back injuries, of course, as we know, Clayton Kershaw, Exhibit A, can linger, and especially when you're not Clayton Kershaw, they can linger more, So I took a shot with the under 9.5. As you know, Jim, I've left a bunch of units on the table, not taking my close call totals leans, and which has always been what I've been best at. So I'm taking that one. But let's review the all the comments that are really liking KC one way or another here.
Mally Mouse says that under sounds lovely, Pete.
Yeah.
Sonny's last game would have went under. Sonny's last game would have went under if it wasn't for Chapman.
Well, poor Ralph Portuondo likes it. He likes Yankees run line at under 9.5.
Ralph Portuondo's so good with totals.
Is he?
So
great,
good.
great.
So good.
Yes, I'm on the under. Serious Business likes the Yankees run line, but there you go. May less, pay less way. Lean KC. Kobe Valentine. I like KC to score first. Anthony L. Royals first 5 plus 235. Sonny Gray should never be this big of a favorite. Yes, obviously. Again, and with the with the sides in this game, I'm loving both sides. I'm loving both sides here, Jimmy the Bag.
Oh man, that's
my handicapping. Yeah, I'm loving KC at plus 250, and I'm loving the Yanks at minus 270. Man, no, my lean would be to the Yankees -1, and my official play is the under 9.5. Let's see if that line has moved at all. Let's see, where is that one? Okay, well, it's gotten bet higher. So now the under 9.5 would be plus 100. So the market's moving against me, which is not a good sign.
It's a tough game.
It is. It is a tough one. All right, look, it's just one play, and if it loses, I'll eat the unit of loss. All right, other plays that I gave. Milwaukee, San Francisco unders. I took the full game under 8, and I took the second half under 3.5 minus 140. I also gave Oakland second half money line minus 135. That's an official pick as well. So that's it for my official picks. Once again, Minnesota first 5 innings team total over. Minnesota team total over. Minnesota -1. KC Yanks under 9.5. That might be a loser there. Dodgers -1. Dodgers second half. Mets +1. Philly first 5 team total over, and Philly second half. Milwaukee under 8, Milwaukee second half under 3.5, and Oakland second half money line. Jim's picks are as follows. Philly, Jim's going with Philly here. He took the money line plus 120 and the alternative run line plus 210. Those are 2 picks from Jim. Jim's also on the Minnesota first 5 team total over 2 with me. I think that's a solid play.
I like that play. Yeah.
And then also Jim is on unders with me in Milwaukee, San Francisco. He likes the full game under 8, but just the first half under 4.5 minus 127 again. If Johnson comes in, and I mean Johnson's been okay, which is why the line I think is a little bit modest. If he comes in and holds Minnesota to 1 run or fewer for 5 full innings, good for him, and I'll happily eat the unit and a quarter loss. But I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, no, I agree. I've got 2 plays to add. One is a tale of a play that you made earlier. But first off, Kevin Gay says, guys, I looked into the pitches that Sonny Gray's used. He's gotten rid of his curveball. He's only focusing on 2 pitches, and it's been working better, coincided with better starts. So that's a very interesting thing.
Who said that?
Our man, Kevy K.
Oh, shout out to Kevy K for that. Here you go. Read it again. Kevy K. Guys, I looked into the pitches that Sonny Gray has used. He's gotten rid of his curveball. He's only focusing on 2 pitches, and it's been working better. It coincided with better starts. Great comment there. Kevy K, thank you so much. All right.
And, MZH, I'm ZH, says Marlins team total over 3 is still on some bookies against a minor league pitcher. It's an amazing offer. And then Christopher Carter saying, why aren't we smashing Tommy Malone? His numbers in the minors are horrible. And he's got a 1.14 whip in AAA. There's nothing horrible about that. 113 Ks in only 109 innings, and he throws he throws 86, 87 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So I see a 7-4 record, maybe 4.19 ERA is slightly high, but I don't see Malone as being having garbage numbers in the minors, and I never know what these vets are going to do when they come up. And we can use Brett Anderson for an example of these guys who are in the minors for a long time. Look what Edwin Jackson has done after being in the minors most of the season. You have these guys like Malone, and they're kind of tricky guys to figure out. I don't just jump on the Marlins, even though I like the way Straley has been pitching. 2.42 ERA in his past 4 starts, but I just don't like. I just don't know what to do with the Tommy Malone, and I know it's not just a simple fade.
Yeah, I actually did not look deeply into this one at all. Just because there was so much going on during the day, and I was preparing last night for Strasburg. I was leaning Miami with Strasburg, though, and I would be leaning Miami here again, even with the reduced line going up against Malone. I have to think about whether I want to throw that one on there, despite the limited research that I was able to do with it. Let me see other comments coming in, and let's decide what we want to do here. Let me see other comments coming in. Let's see. People are talking about.
Scotty Rock says, "Watch my soon-to-be Rookie of the Year work tonight."
Yeah.
Baby Pudge Rodriguez.
Sure. Belt is out, so that helps the under as well.
Helps very much.
I believe that line did get bet down. We got it at 8, and where is it right now? It's not bet super down, but it's definitely we got it 8 minus 105. It's now heavily juiced to the under. So nice job there.
Anthony L. It's such an incredible MLB capper. Marlins money line and team total over 4.
Yeah, I'd be leaning Marlins money line, and Mr. Gokster likes Miami to score first, home team to score first, and Mr. Gokster likes Miami first 5. Wow.
Gary Avery says, "Jimmy Malone, are you serious? He's brutal." Yeah. No, trust me. He was almost an auto fade last year. But these guys are kind of tricky coming up, and it's not like he's had terrible numbers in the minors. I just. Wow, should we just hammer this?
Gary Avery also says, "Pete, what's with the pink shirt?" Well, like they used to say in the 50s, I'm a little funny. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? Thankfully, it's not the 50s anymore, Gary Avery. It's 2018.
Funny.
Right? You know what I'm saying, right?
I hope not.
A little funny. You know what I'm saying? That's it. That's nothing wrong with that. 2018. What do we have going on here, Jimmy the Bag? What do we have going on here? Everyone's rooting for the White Sox here.
I don't remember that term being used in the 50s. Obviously, I wasn't around. But I did hear a term for, I believe, what you're getting towards. It was called a shirt lifter.
Oh, really? I never heard that one.
Yeah, it was an old-timey term.
That's a nice term. That's a nice term. Marco Lu says, "Pete, where is the earring?" I'll wear an earring. Sure, I'll wear an earring. I'll wear anything. Let me see. Other comments coming in. So Santa likes the Rangers plus 130 and the Braves money line. That's not great. I did go 2 ways on the Dodgers. I know that without Turner, their lineup is not as impressive as it should be. Nut Flush 16 says, "I think Cologne plus 98 degrees, plus wind blowing out, plus A's hitting over." Yes, the autoplay for me, similar to Chatwood, going back to the beginning of last year, pretty much was an autoplay on team total overs when Cologne is starting. But I don't think I've lost money with that, but it definitely hasn't been the autoplay lock that it was last year or seemed at times. Although I would like it again here at 3, and I think I'm going to give it. I didn't give it in the morning just because I wanted to wait a little bit, but I think that's got to be a play that that's definitely in my leans column. I think I'm going to convert that to an official pick. I definitely bet it, right?
Wow. Interesting note from John Cherry here. And I want to take another look at this total just to make sure I'm not. One thing we've all agreed upon is how weak this Pirates lineup looks. Now, Mats has been a little bit questionable over the last few starts, last 3 starts, but maybe John Cherry's bang on. Jimmy and Pete, Pittsburgh under. What do you think? No Dickerson or Marte. Matt splits first rest of the lineup, set up super favorable for him. Lots of strikeouts, wind blowing in.
The Pittsburgh game under. Yeah. I mean, when I first looked at that one, I was what was I can't remember what I was thinking, but it's definitely gotten bet over, right? It opened at 8, now it's firmly up to 8.5. I'm staying off the total here. It makes me a little bit nervous. Matt says we know, he's very up and down. When he's on his game, he can be pretty nasty, but if he's a little bit off or his mechanics are off, he struggles. And I'd say the same thing with Kingham. I don't feel like I have a great read with Kingham right now either. I think he's okay. He's clearly okay. But I don't have a very good feel for Kingham right now, so I'm not going to touch a total.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but the Mets lineup has a bit of life.
Sure. It sure
shockingly, Batista's come in and surprised a lot of people and given a veteran presence in the clubhouse.
I mean, I wasn't afraid to take him on the team total over. First 5 against Clayton Richard. Took a few innings, but they got that one, right?
Yeah, and another thing about Batista is when you have a bad baseball team and then you bring in a veteran who's so thankful that he gets to do this, that he still has a career. He doesn't come in with that negative attitude. Oh, he's so thankful, right? He's so thankful every minute. And you can tell the way he's playing, dancing in the clubhouse after hitting home runs. Like he just seems like a very thankful baseball player right now, so he's not bringing it down. Tomer says Matz is a high variance pitcher. I think he's a good back as a dog, and Kingham isn't a minus 140 pitcher.
Should have said it myself. I could have said that, but I didn't. Great, yes, that's what I would say. Matz is a high variance pitcher, absolutely, and Kingham should not be this big of a favorite. Yeah, what happened?
Ron Walsek, God, I love these guys so much. I love Ron. Says Starks play of the day. Pirates, Mets under. And then here's Twatty saying, I'm talking myself into taking the under in the Pirates game. And you know what? I just did.
Wow, and Ron Walsek likes Matz over 4 strikeouts. Yeah, again, there's high variance with Matz, but when he's on, definitely he gets his strikeouts. No question about that. Okay. What do you want here, Jim?
I just took it. I'm going to take... Now, before I do you feel like this Mets bullpen is such trash that you should take a first 5 or not
I haven't had time to update my my recent bullpen. I usually actually find that I don't update my numbers at all until the first 10 days have been gone. Just as far as units are concerned, you know what I'm saying? I do my hardcore research at the half, and then I sort of like pick things up in terms of my unit, like assessing lineups and bullpens about a week or 10 days after. It's a bullpen I like to fade in general as of the last time I thought of it.
I'm gonna take it.
You want that one?
Yeah,
what do you want?
I'm gonna take the full game under.
All right, Jim's taking the Pittsburgh game under 8.5 minus 105. Pittsburgh under 8.5 minus 105. That's the current line at Pinnacle. All right, it did get bet up.
Okay. Yes, it did, and I know that it's not good going against the market, or not, it's not that it's not good. It's just that it can be uncomforting. But seriously, I'm sitting here thinking that the line now is much more appealing.
Yeah.
Nolly Knows says, yes, Jimmy, first 5 being killed in late innings with them, and they have been. They just have been, and but I don't know if. And Carl called it. Angels money line, White Sox second half. Great job. But I'm going to stick with this. I'm going to stick with that. I feel like the Pirates lineup is just so soft that even their bad bullpen, and I don't want to double up on it.
Christopher Carter says at any moment Stephanie Matz can leave the game with a split nail. Yeah, a while ago, remember a few months ago, we had a guy who was personal friends with Steven Matz and said he was a great guy, and I said, yeah, I like him. What did I say? I said my knock on him in my brain is that he's injury prone, even within games, as Chris Carter has just said. So I agree with that one as well.
Okay, should I, and then Gogs are saying I like that first 5 better. It's man, you know what? That lineup just looks so weak.
Which one? The Pirates one?
No, well, yeah, the Pirates one. But even Kingu says, "Pick Jimmy, let's rock out with it." Tomer says, "So many shitty bullpens. I'm betting more first 5s every week." Okay, I might. You know what? I want to get to another game right now, and I think I'm going to come back. And what would I get for first 5 under now that we're talking about it?
On the Mets game?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure we could get you 4.5. I doubt we could get you a 5. It would be 4.5 minus 104. That line is headed up as well a little bit. Not a ton. But, opened about 4.5 plus 100. Now it's up to 4.5, minus 110, minus 112 or so.
110. Okay. 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 One thing I said I wasn't going to do it again. I said I wasn't going to do it again, but I looked at these lineups and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do this again. I'm going to go with the big score. Maybe this is just terrible, but I'm doing it. I'm taking the Orioles on the reverse run line.
Oh shit!
I'm taking Alex Cobb against his old team. I think he's going to want to pitch well. He's been pitching awful all year. I know I said I wasn't going to do this, but I just feel...
What did you say you weren't going to do? Take the Baltimore Orioles? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I wasn't going to do that again. Cobb looked fine in his last outing, and he would have got through more than 5 innings had it not be for the terrible, bumbling defense behind him. He allowed 1 earned run, 4 strikeouts over 5 against the Jays. I just feel like if I look at... When I'm breaking down this lineup, I'm like, my God, man. I know the Rays are just a scrappy bunch, but... Joey Wendell, Hechevarria, Perez, Malik Smith is the 5-6, the 6-7-8-9. And you know what? Baltimore's lineup is not the same without Machado, but Beckham, Scope, Jones, Trumbo, Davis, Mancini, Valencia, Jace
No, I agree.
Peterson.
They shouldn't be that bad. They shouldn't be a friggin' minus 35% ROI team. Come on.
No.
They should not be. I agree with you on that one.
Anthony L says it's terrible, Jimmy. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Ayushia says, damn, taking the worst team in the league, -1. Can't bet on Baltimore. Says, not applicable. John Cherry says, my chances of getting to 500 are getting weaker.
For taking Baltimore. Listen, I'm not going to advise you against it. I'm staying off that game. Not even touching it.
No, because I'm taking it.
You are?
Yeah.
Alternative run line, plus 260 is the current line at Bet365. Baltimore, -1.5, plus 260. I mean, I don't know what. I can tell you that the market has moved in Tampa Bay's favor, so which is why you're getting a better line now. Opened around, Tampa Bay Baltimore was a small fave, and now Tampa Bay is up into the -120s. Money line is now plus 119 or 115 or so. So the alternative run line plus 260. I'm not against you.
Yeah, and Nolly Knows has put that money on the under, Jimmy. That's interesting. I just feel like that there's value here with the Orioles for a big score, and I can understand.
Funny shit coming
Brian
in.
Lee says, Scotty's Jack, Jimmy's Rose in the Titanic right now. Don't let go, Jimmy. Don't let go. You know what?
Wait, who said that?
Brian Lee.
Brian Lee with the comedy. Hell yeah. Shout out, Brian Lee. That was funny. Don't let go.
Okay, so now I know that was a play that was going to get hammered here, and I get it. But another play that won't get hammered is just a simple play here. A tale of a move that you've been making, and was my only win yesterday.
Okay.
Oakland A's second half.
Okay, and I was also looking at that game. Well, we're going to have to give you, let's see, maybe the line's gotten better for you, Jim. Let's see, Oakland A's, I got it at minus 135. I'm scanning down here. Oakland, yes, still minus 135. And I'm also thinking about throwing on here, the Bartolo Colon team total over. I know Bartolo Colon is not that terrible. Kobe Valentine in particular, I believe, is the one who said that there's some impressive, analytics, that he gets something like movement in the strike zone with his fastball. I think that's what he said. But I'm still going to take it. The A's have that offense that can explode at any time. So I am going to throw on Oakland first 5 team total over, even though it is 3. All right, so Jim's going to take Oakland second half minus 135, and I'm on that one as well. I'm also going to take Oakland first half team total over 3. Which is just minus 105 at Pinnacle. Let me see. I make sure. Yeah, minus 105 at Pinnacle, and at Heritage, it's about the same, I think. Oakland probably won't be a better line. Yeah, minus 110. All right, I'm throwing that one on. Not necessarily my favorite play, but it's just I'm annoyed about leaving fucking units on the table, which is I've left like 10 units on the table with Arizona in the Arizona series against the Cubs, And if Oakland, gets 3 or more runs against Cologne, I'll be annoyed that I didn't give that one. So I'm going to give that one as well. Oakland first 5 innings team total over 3 minus 105. All right, what else do we have here?
Joe
Jimmy,
Kim says Tampa Bay are fade material in first game of away series. Good spot for Baltimore. Well, that is nice to hear.
Okay.
Goddamn. Okay. Now, the more we talk about it and the more I stare at this lineup, I just feel like that I should take that first 5 under 4.5. Now, is it Matt's, or you also don't like Kingham, right? You're also uncomfortable
No,
with Kingham?
I think Kingham is okay. I just don't feel like I have a good read on him right now. I feel like I don't have a good read on Kingham, and I feel like I have a good read on Matz, which pretty much goes with what Tom Marino said, which was that there's high variance with him, and so I like to take underdog lines. And when it comes to totals, obviously, unless you want to start buying and selling runs, you're not getting big underdog lines. But
See, I got burnt by this play, and the market's telling me not to make it. I got burnt by this play over the last couple of days with the Mets Padres under, and it was just awful. Everyone was against Clayton Richard, and I was like, man, I think he's in an okay spot here. And of course, 3 perfect innings. I know that's nothing. Three perfect innings, and then he gets just destroyed. It
Four
was
and a half is just a little tough with first 5 inning totals. You know what I mean? There's so many times when it's like looking good and it's 2-zip, and then bottom of the fifth they put up 3, and you know what I'm saying? Or someone will come in and all of a sudden the Mets put up 4 in the top of the first, and you're like, all right, this is cooked. You know, I mean, obviously, you know, I don't have my. I'm assuming that 4.5 totals on the first 5 innings are probably 52% unders, which the totals have been all year long. So I'm sure that, you know, I'm just saying that. It's tough. You know what I'm saying?
And Mr. Gokster likes Pittsburgh first 5 team total over 2. So, and your only play on the Mets game right now is
Plus one. Mets plus one. You know, and I'm just taking that one because I don't trust the Mets bullpen. And if the Mets bullpen blows it, or if it goes to extra innings and they lose by 1, I want to get a push on that one. So, but probably the money line has value as well, or more value. What happened?
Native Queen Baltimore first 5 plus a half and money line.
That's good for you.
That's very good.
Plus a half and money line.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, very nice, Jim. I'm looking at some of my leans here. Again, Yankees -1. It was -200 in the morning show. That's definitely a lean. Oakland, Texas, first 5 over 6 would also be a lean as well. I'm thinking that you know, Cologne probably gets hit a bit. Cahill probably gets hit a bit. Although I got burned. God, I took the 6. So stupid. Felt like a rookie mistake. I took the 6.5 over with the Edwin Jackson game, and that one went to 6. You know, I'm like, God, they suckered me in with the friggin' high line there. And then what else? I'm looking at my leans.
Kobe Williams leading me saying, don't force it, Jim. I won't. I've already got the one play on him, and I'll leave it at that.
I'm looking at my leans category right now. Already so many leans that I didn't give that are a White Sox team total over 4 was a lean. That one just cashed. Arizona -1. Oh, no, that one lost, actually. The Cubs won that game. That's right.
2-1.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so really the only other leans that I was thinking about, the Oakland first 5 team total over I gave. The only other one I was thinking about was Yankees -1. I'm going to pass on that one. The only other thing I'm thinking about is Oakland, Texas first 5 over 6. And I'm going to pass on that one too. And that's it. I don't really have any other leans.
John Cherry wanting to talk Dodgers Braves.
Okay, I took the Dodgers -1, and I took the Dodgers second half -125. The big question, of course, is you know, Hill and Sanchez. Sanchez has been very impressive, taking nothing away from him. That's why I took the Dodgers on the second half as well. I like fading the Braves bullpen right now. You know, Hill coming off the blister. Seems like he's okay. You know, a few starts ago, he was shaky. Last start was good. You know, he's an older guy with the blister, so anything can happen. We know the Braves have great numbers against lefties, so that's a risky situation there. Obviously, Turner being out for the Dodgers is not great, but it's a low line, and I think that it's a good spot for the Dodgers, and I took them at the low line. Took them -1, got +113, and I took them on the second half at -125 as well. So I'm on the Dodgers here. You know.
Neil Frank says, I'm liking Dodgers Braves over. I think both lineups will put up runs. Tomor says, I'd lean Atlanta first 5. Braves are rested at home and have good numbers against lefties. Albies is back too. Albies is a big deal. Very big deal. Zigzag Man says Braves and under. And my man Robinson Yepes is back. Hugh Mad Bro.
Oh, yeah.
Hugh Mad Bro. God, I missed you, man. Thank you for coming back and joining us here. Great capper, great guy. He was at IFBC. Remember how much fun we had with it?
Right.
Drinking,
of course.
drinking old pars. Yes. He's a great WNBA capper. We miss you, man. Lowbag family misses you, and it's wonderful to have you back.
Kobe Williams says, I can't trust Hill, Loshak. Can't trust him. Yeah, I you know, you got to take calculated risks. I don't trust Hill 100% here. That's why I also took the Dodgers on the second half. If Hill does get hit hard, I think the Dodgers are probably a good play in the second half. Maybe I'll cash both of them. Yeah, you know, they're just calculated risks, and I took them.
Alan Action says Sanchez is pitched above his head. I agree, Pete. This is a good spot for the Dodgers. Now, John Cherry, who asked the question, agrees with Molly Mall. Molly Mall, what did he say? Dodgers have been playing shaky lately. I think they're the play, though I'm waiting for their big run. Yeah, they've been shaky lately. I think they'll get better in an upcoming series. They might sweep the Braves here. You know what I'm saying? I sweep the Braves here. So I'm taking the second half and a full game -1. Gary Avery says Braves will get it done. Mr. Gokster likes, Mr. Gokster, not a buyer on Hill tonight. He says Braves first 5 team total over 2. Also, Braves to score first. Wow, there you go. Okay, all right. Other comments. Zigzag Man likes the Braves and under. All sorts of back and forth here. Anthony L likes the Braves under.
There you go.
Drew Daddy's picks today: Athletics money line, Tampa Bay money line, Montreal over 48. I've seen a ton of people on. I've seen very few unders and a ton of people on the overs. And
on what
for the CFL game? A ton of
CFL
people.
Game.
And then he likes over 9.5. New York, Kansas City.
We will get to the CFL game in a bit. I'm just looking for some other
Kobe
comments.
says Sanchez has no signs of regressing. Doing well and in his zone. Braves
Who has no signs of regressing?
Sanchez.
Oh, Sanchez,
Anibal
right.
Sanchez.
Okay. Right.
And in his zone, and Braves are great as dogs. Marco Lu, I'm on Braves too. Okay, so one thing I just want to discuss is the Marlins and Dan Straley the move to make.
If you gave me a free play on it right now and I had to make a decision in 5 seconds, yes, I would take the Marlins.
I think so too. I think
sure.
Home dog, who knows what Malone's going to give us. I don't think that Malone is just a simple fade. He may be, but I feel like these vets, when they come up, they're kind of tricky that very first spot. Alejandro Blanco, our man Alejandro Blanco joining us. He's running on the Alouettes team total under 19. Let's get it. Nostra Toto will be at the game today.
Which one?
At the Alouettes game.
Oh, really?
Stadium.
Very nice.
He's
Very
taking
nice.
the Alouettes on the money line.
Oh, God.
For a big score, plus 320.
Really?
Yeah.
Nostra Tota is?
Yeah.
Wow.
Kobe says, I never fade Straley at home. Danksy says, I'm liking Marlins first 5 money line. Gary Avery saying, I know that we're going to get to CFL, but saying, I love the over in the CFL game, Jimmy and Pete. I've heard everybody saying how much they love that over.
Which one?
Just on the
The
CFL
CFL.
game.
That's what I was leaning as well.
Yeah. Interesting. And then Alan Action does not agree with Kobe. Says Sanchez is definitely going to regress. Whether it's tonight,
I think he's probably a candidate for injury at some point in the second half. Let's see other comments.
Okay,
here.
I'm gonna jump on the Marlins full game. Straley's looked very good lately, finally, and he's historically been good at home. I know that hasn't quite been the case this year, but he has a 2.42 ERA in his past 4 starts. I'm taking Marlins full game.
All right, that'll be plus 134. Best line right now at UWager plus 134.
So that line, so money's been coming in on the Nationals since the change, pitching change.
Here, let me check.
I thought that went down. I thought it was at plus 120.
I'm gonna check the line history right now for Pinnacle at the brand new SBR odds, which is a spanking new, brand spanking new. Go check out SBR odds free customizable line service. SBRodds.com.
Beautiful.
All right. Let me see. Has that line been moving in Washington's favor? Yeah, a little bit. I mean, nothing crazy. Yes, you're right. Yes, I guess you're right. At like 4 o'clock Eastern time, it was plus 120, and now it's plus 130. So sure.
Okay.
A small move, a modest move in favor of Washington.
Melee Palace Way also on the over in the CFL game and thinks Miami is the play. Brian Watson says Adams is starting for Montreal. I guess we'll wait for that, but I'm telling you, Vernon Adams cannot move the ball. Yeah.
You think not?
No, he can't move the ball. I'm just telling you that he's not going to move the ball against the rest of Eskimos defense. And but everybody is on the over. I've not heard one person say the under 48 is
Which
the play.
is pretty weird in light of how these games have gone with these two teams recently, right?
Which is strange. The Eskimos have averaged 15.5 points the last 2 games. And then we saw it now. The Stampeders defense is shown to be the best in the league so far this early part of the season. They only scored 8 points there, but they've been having a very difficult time scoring points. Now, if Drew Willie was playing quarterback, I would say yes, take the over. I think putting Vernon Adams there is a panic move. It's almost setting up for Johnny Football to get in the game late.
Right.
Because they're going to be getting destroyed.
And then he can move the ball. He can run.
Well, so can Vernon Adams.
Right.
He can run. The thing is can Manziel can probably throw. You know what?
He can throw. No?
Oh wow! Walla Walla Doe says most seem to be on Rays. And he's hammering Jimmy and hammering Jimmy. Sorry, I thought you. Okay, and hammering Jimmy for taking the O's reverse run line. Yes, that is true. Drew Daddy says Rays all day. Drew Daddy says Athletics money line play of the day. Well, I've got to send these bets in. So I'm adding the Marlins full game and that full game under. So I'm going to I'm gonna need a little bit of time here. Can you
Yeah.
take over for
One thing I wish I had more time because there's this basketball tournament going on tonight that I wanted to get a little bit of time to handicap that, but I just plumb ran out of time. I'm kind of annoyed by that I didn't get a chance to handicap that. And there was also some rugby. Of course, I've been doing very well with rugby recently, and maybe the rugby games don't start until like 4 a.m. Eastern time or something like that. So maybe I'll tweet out some rugby plays. But we don't have time to get to that right now. Let me see. Opinions are coming in
there,
already.
Arthur Mead Jr., the first guy for me to see taking the under. I swear I've not seen one person.
On the under, yes.
Yeah.
There you go. Mohammed Joma also liking the over. Eskimos 38, Owls 18. So you would cash that one by a hair on your team total under for the Owls there.
I'd be surprised. This Eskimo offense is just not moving the ball. Now they have Gable back. Not that he's back. They thought he wouldn't have played last week. He took a very, very hard hit 2 weeks ago.
Oh, wow, look at this. Kobe Valentine says injury doesn't mean regress. Talking about Sanchez here. He can very well get hurt. Watching his games, as I'm a Braves fan, he isn't getting lucky. He is hitting corners. Wow. Yeah.
He's looking good.
Yeah,
There's no doubt about it.
I don't necessarily think he's a candidate for regression necessarily. I'm just giving him credit. Credit where credit is due. Absolutely. Let me see. Oh, and more comments from Cody. And his off speed is in the zone, and he's healthy. That's important. He hasn't pitched healthy in years. That is true.
That is true.
Yes. Kobe Valentine, great analysis of Anibal Sanchez. Caught me a little bit by surprise when he did so well this year. I was not expecting this from him.
Oh, God, yeah totally. If you thought there was going to be a veteran in that rotation, it was going to be Brandon McCarthy.
Yeah, I was definitely vaguely looking to fade Sanchez, and he's definitely up. There you go. Tom Marino says Sanchez's strikeout numbers are still strong, but teams have seen him now, and their bullpen isn't very good. Yes, their bullpen is not good, which is why I took Dodgers on the second half, and why I took a -1 if they come back late. I would not at all be surprised if Sanchez has a good 5 or 6 inning start. He doesn't tend to go deep, and the Dodgers come back late. Let me see. Paco Healy says, Jim Pete, can I get a shout out to my partner Jake? Okay. Oh, and then he goes, and no, not that kind of partner. I work on an ambulance, and we're listening to you guys after a run at the hospital. Oh, nice. Yes, of course, Paco Healy. We can get a shout out to your partner, Jake. Yeah. Not that kind of partner on an ambulance. They're listening to us after a run at the hospital. God, that's so flat. I feel like now such a responsibility. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he's doing real work.
He's doing real life
making
work.
the world a better
place.
place.
Helping people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I love Paco Healy, man. So, Jake, shout out to you, and you were in good company. Paco Healy's a man.
You forget that there are some jobs you can have in life that do actually help people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
as opposed to most jobs where you're either wasting people's time or out and out scamming them. Some people like Paco Healy, shouting out Paco Healy and your partner Jake, first of all, for doing a great job in life, helping people with your job, and second of all, thank you so much for listening to the show and being fans and being such a positive force in the comment section. Paco Healy, huge shout out to Paco Healy and Jake.
Yeah, in the universe.
Yes, in the universe. What else do we have here? What else do we have going on here? Comments. I'm glad I caught that comment.
Yeah,
you know
I missed that too.
That's why I scanned back for comments, because we missed those. I was scanning back, then I caught all, and I'm glad I caught Kobe Valentine's opinion comments on Sanchez. I'm glad I caught that one. That's why I'm always scanning back for all these comments. There's so many great comments that we miss. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, no, it's helpful. Please continue that. Mally Mal says Cahill has been ballooning on the road. A lot of talk about this, and for good reason. This Rangers A's spot. And Props Profit says, remember the percentages when a team is going to get swept. Because it is surprising. It is surprising how many times they stop it from happening.
Yeah, who said that?
Props Profit.
Props Profit. Shout out to Props Profit. Here you go, Jason Campbell. All right, he has his plays for tonight. I tend not to like to hear other people's plays that I respect before I've made my decision. Sure. But we'll read it out anyway. Have a look at the games. Jason Campbell in the NRL. Cowboys against Knights over 41.5. Tigers against Bulldogs. Tigers -7.5. Wow, and that is his best bet. Okay, and then in the AFL, Sydney against Essendon. Sydney to win at 2.1. Best of luck if you tail. Thank you so much, Jason Campbell. Those are rugby plays. I've definitely gotten into rugby handicapping a lot more recently, and I love it, and I'm doing well in it. I've only made like 5 picks, but I'm like 4-1 or something like that.
Hey, man.
Including a winner with Brisbane. My last rugby pick was yesterday. Brisbane money line cashed. Another casher for me on rugby. Very, very fun. I feel like I do sometimes, just because I have the tabula rasa going on, I do better with sports that I'm handicapping for the first time. You know what I'm saying?
Excuse me?
Tabula rasa. It's a little bit of an advanced term. I apologize that, Jimmy.
Sure, why don't you enlighten me? Why don't you enlighten me?
Blank mind, clean slate. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Got like a clean slate. That's what one of those assholes from Greece 2,000 years ago said.
So I
That
could
was the
say
key thing.
after I get emptied, I feel tabula rosa?
Well, no, because we're talking about the mind, so that would be rasa, or whatever the old Latin word would be for cock, which I don't know what it was, or nutsack.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying?
interesting
You
stuff.
got to go do a Google search for a Latin word for nutsack.
Consider it done.
Yes. All right. What do we have here? Anything else going on, Jim? We pretty much covered everything. There's no shame in shutting things down a little bit early. Other comments coming in. Dead Money Mike, A's umpire, 13-6 to the over. That's always nice to see. Definitely first half is a lean, and I've already given I'm actually probably Texas on the first 5 team total over for Cahill is also a decent play. Anthony L likes A's -1. You know, I'm on the A's 2 ways. Not quite going to take A's -1, but I'm liking the way you're
Dead
thinking.
Money Mike A's game umpire 13-6 to the over.
Yes.
Are we? Oh God,
Absolutely.
I wonder if we're just
Anything
leaving.
you want to add on,
But
Jim?
are we leaving money on the table, not jumping on the over here?
In what?
In Cahill Cologne.
I'm on the first 5 innings team total over with Oakland, and I would definitely be leaning first half over. Like I said, with the 6, you know, it's a little bit. I don't really want to double up on that one. It's 6 -111. We're probably leaving a little bit money on the table, but not a huge deal. I definitely wouldn't take the full game over at 11. If I was going to take anything, I would take
that first 5.
Yeah, or maybe I just go Texas first 5. Wow. I mean, Cahill is no great shakes either necessarily at times. Over 2.5 -107 is tempting. I'm just going to stick with one play, not force it. Jimmy the Bag. How about this? Any of these plays that I'm on that you feel like tailing? Not that I'm the best guy in the world to tail, but I'm the only guy sitting next to you. So you know what I'm saying. What am I on here? I am on. So let me just review the picks that I've given. I'll review all the picks, and then we'll get to our favorite part of the show.
Well, I do want to touch on the CFL
game. All right, so we'll quickly review the picks, then we'll do a quick CFL segment, and then we will move on. Once again, Jim has added 4 plays. Pittsburgh game under 8.5. Baltimore alternative run line +260. Oakland second half -135. Miami money line +134. I've added just one play. Oakland first half team total over 3 -105. And here are my picks that are still pending that I gave in the morning. Once again, 3 ways on Minnesota. First 5 team total over 2. Jim took that one. Full game team total over 4.5 and Minnesota -1. Yankees game under 9.5. Market not agreeing with me on that one. We'll see. Dodgers -1. Dodgers second half. Mets +1. Philly first half team total over and Philly second half money line. Milwaukee San Francisco second half under and full game under. Jim is on full first half under and the full game under on that with me. And Oakland second half money line -135. Anything you want to add on last minute here, Jim, before we move on?
I'm going to stick with the straight tail was the
Oakland
A's second half. And the plays that I really did like of yours, I did jump on with you.
Minnesota, I think that's a solid play. Not a lock, solid, you know. And I guess that's really it.
I feel comfortable with the card, and things better get better, or I won't still sit here.
Okay, I know. Jim's just kidding around.
I'm not kidding around.
Jim just kidding around. All right, let's move on to CFL.
Beautiful.
Okay,
and Kobe Williams is going to lead us in. He says, "I live in Montreal, and Al's cover tonight.
Wow.
Don't think they'll win, but they will cover."
So we got a guy who lives in Montreal saying they'll cover. We got -110 Nostra Tota taking a shot with them on the money line.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if the Eskimos weren't on a bye, I would be taking the Alouettes to cover. Now, 2 things are making me take the Alouettes team total under, and that's, again, Eskimos being on a bye and Vernon Adams. It almost feels like this is just a ploy to get Johnny Football in the lineup. I feel like if he went with Drew Willie could actually have a good start. And then there would be a controversy. We can't go away with Willie, but he knows that Vernon Adams can't move the ball, and this is the perfect excuse for me to start Johnny Football in the second half.
Yeah, you're probably right. Gary Avery says, this is Manziel's chance. I would not bet the bank on him. I like the over. So he likes the over. Not applicable, though. Likes the under at 48. And I'm thinking, man, if Nostra Tota likes the money line, and this dude from Montreal, Kobe Williams says, I live in Montreal and the Owls cover tonight. Montreal getting a lot of points. Might be a good play here, Jim. just like Saskatchewan was as a big underdog recently. Remember that?
Oh, I do. And
yeah.
we're going to have that opportunity because we got 3 CFL games that we're going to cap tomorrow. And we got the opportunity to possibly fade the Stamps or take the Rough Riders to cover in that game. Wow. Oh, and Native Queen coming in. New York Mets score first.
Mets score first. Wow. A lot of love for the Mets. Mets score first. That makes sense to me. That makes sense to me. And if she likes Native Queen, if she likes Mets scoring first, probably means that she likes Mats to have a good game. If Mats has a good game, the under's probably a nice play.
Yeah, I agree. I agree because I think that Kingham has looked pretty good.
Yeah.
I know we want to stick to football right now, but Kingham last 18 and 2/3, giving up 6 runs. Nothing wrong with that.
Here we go, Jason Campbell. If anyone's a tennis fan, yes, I wish I had the time to cap this stuff like I would like to. If anyone's a tennis fan in here, fading Kyrgios today at Atlanta is a pretty decent play at the odds. He's definitely the better player of the two, but he has ongoing injury concerns and mental lapses. Wow. That might be a nice play right there.
Gary Avery. Oh, yeah, please do.
Go ahead.
Gary Avery says, I live in Montreal also.
Okay.
Als will lose again.
Okay, but will they cover?
Yeah,
that's the question. Oh, and Scotty Rock Forever. Mats get smashed. Okay. No hesitation on that on Scotty Rock Forever's part.
No hesitation there.
Mats gets smashed.
Ayushia Falcons will make the playoffs.
Yes, in general, I'm high on the Falcons in all of their futures bets. Season win total. We should do another. Maybe we should plan another NFL segment at some point. That was so much fun. It
great.
Came out of nowhere, And there's no pressure because it's like you don't have to have the whole league handicap. Just whatever thoughts you have bouncing around in your head. That's one of my thoughts. One of my thoughts is that Atlanta. I like Atlanta on their futures in general. The futures odds and team total win over. Their season win totals over, and I think their offense is going to be very good this year. They have a deep set of receivers. I might be liking them on overs or at the very least team total overs when the season starts, although, we're probably going to see a market that is very reflective of that. We're probably going to see a lot of low 50s totals with the Falcons and team totals, whatever, 30.5, 32, 31, and you're going to have to decide whether you want to take overs with those high totals. But yes, I agree. I'm generally high on the Falcons right now.
One final point on this CFL game. Their kicker is very good. Very good. He's been perfect this year. They also have 2 new linemen that they got in the trade. And their offensive line's been terrible. They've allowed 17.5 sacks in the last 4 weeks. What I think is going to happen is that Vernon Adams, now this can do different things, but Vernon Adams Jr. is not going to take risks down in the Eskimo zone because he knows he's got a kicker that can kick field goals. And when you have a team that's always saying, we'll just take the 3 points,
That's not a recipe for success.
And it screams under.
Yes. Jimmy, you might be right. Not everyone's on the over, but more people are on the over than the under. A few unders are coming in. Anything else you want to add on before we wrap this up, Jim?
John Cherry says, Jimmy, go see Spidey. You're absolutely right. I should have done that today. It was just a little overwhelmed, but I need to see Spidey as soon as possible. And thank you for letting me know that. You're absolutely right, John. And then Kobe says, Jimmy, you doing those late night NFL shows like last year? It's not clear. I don't even think I'm doing a Beat the Bag. It's unclear what's going on. I'll know more about that as we head in towards the IFBC. But man, let me just and Kobe says, Pete, lend Jimmy your New York Yankees jersey.
Sure.
You know what? I might need that. If I come back with another losing day, can you bring it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yes. I even have a multicolored thong that you can wear every day if you want to wear that one. That gave me some luck. I didn't tell anyone about it, but it gave me some luck in some of my rougher times over the past year or so.
Bring it.
Okay, I'll bring it. We'll show it on camera.
But
okay.
Also, let me say, God, I couldn't sleep last night and I couldn't eat. And it's just, and I don't want to go into this anything, but this chat and sitting beside you and hanging out with Lucrative Larry, it just means so much to me. So thank you guys for sticking by me with this fucking beating that I've been taking. It means the world to me.
Hell yeah. Oh, high five. High five. There we go. We support you, Jimmy the Bag. All right, let's wrap this up. First, let's just acknowledge a few comments here. Ayahusha, Falcons will make playoffs. -115 seems easy. Kobe Valentine says the Falcons might win the Super Bowl. And Mally Mal says Falcons first half all season. Things to consider with the Falcons upcoming in the NFL. And now it is time for the wild, wacky, weird part of the show that we wrap up every show with now. Big hit with the kids. Lucrative Larry's Play of the Future. How did he do yesterday?
The winning streak ended.
Oh, okay. But winning streak that Jim was referring to is 6 games.
Yeah.
Which is very impressive.
Yeah.
Lucrative Larry tried to maybe get cute with parlaying some favorites. You know, it's very tempting to parlay favorites. You think none of these teams can lose, and usually like 5 of them win, and then 1 loses, and you're like, man.
It hurts. It hurt.
It does,
hurt a
right?
lot. It hurt a
Welcome to
lot.
sports betting, Lucrative Larry.
I'm heading to the ATP Gstaad Swiss Open.
So, sorry, can you hit me with that again?
ATP Gstaad Swiss Open.
Oh, shit.
Working on my French, I think.
No, I like it.
It's going to be played on an outdoor clay court. I own a clay pottery wheel, Mr. Peter.
I did not know a clay pottery.
Yeah. I'm taking Matteo Berrettini over Feliciano Lopez at -18 at Pinnacle. It's going to be played at 4:30 a.m., so it's an all-nighter for me, which certainly gives me time to work on my pottery wheel.
All right, thank you so much,
Love
Lucrative Larry. Lucrative Larry, hope this is the start of another great winning streak for you. Lucrative Larry, thanks so much. Jimmy and I, of course, will be back tomorrow, Friday, for the last 2 shows of the week. Friday, 12 o'clock Eastern Time. Thanks so much. We'll see you then.